So that's where it's going. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I've had a good look and a play. I'm going to use this self-adhesive rubber. It's about 10 or 11 millimeters thick. I'm going to put a piece on there. I'm going to put a bracket up in here. I think I'll come up to the mounting holes that are in the yellow reel. Something like that will be the end result. So I found a spot in on the subwoofer chamber. Mount that bracket there. Fiddling around with a few different places. That'll put the regulator in a good spot that I can access it through the cup holder. A couple of M5 riv nuts and bracket installed. There's an idea of where it is, and that's what it'll be like with the regulator installed. And I've made this bracket here to go across the front of the reel. I'll show you a shot of that with the reel installed. That'll go in front of the reel to stop it pulling forward when I pull the cable out, hose out. Okay, so that's bracket across the front. Resists the forward motion of the thing when you pull on the hose. That's the bracket at the back there. Just using existing brackets that are already in the car. Regulator will sit there like that, and the cup holder is just there like that. Okay, so we can see here I've got the regulator mounted. The air hose comes up here, and that white hose is a hose over the back here for the gauge, which will sit just where you can see it out the back of the cover, just here somewhere. Hose reel sits here, so I need to put a bit of foam around. I've just drawn a line around the reel here, so just put some foam around there. Just using some of this old adhesive foam I had from putting it in go-kart seats. Hopefully that'll stop any rattles and keep the hose reel fairly secure. That's the hose reel installed. It's quite secure. This piece here, it's pushed up against there. I put a little bit of rubber on the back side of that, adhesive rubber, and that single bolt there is holding that end of it. It's quite secure. It's not moving anywhere. I don't quite know what had ended up here with me curve up the top here for that foam that I put behind it, because it just only does the top half of the reel. I don't know what happened when I figured that one out, but it will do. It doesn't need anything underneath there. It's off the away from the inner guard there. So just need to fit up this hose through here, work out exactly where this is going to come out, and cut a hole for the gauge, cut a hole for the retractable hose, cut a hole for the switch, install a switch. Not too much to go. Alright, put a spot here for the gauge. I'll put a 40mm hole saw through. Lovely. I'll push in there nicely. And we need a hole a bit further down for the hose to come through. Let's see what happens here. Alright. So I've just rested this in place to see there's plenty of clearance for the hoses, plenty of clearance for the regulator, plenty of clearance for the reel and the gauge hose, and cup holder drops in there nicely without getting on anything. If I want to adjust the pressure, pull that out, reach in there and turn the regulator, job's done. Everything clips in, there's plenty of clearance in there. I've installed the gauge. It's just got a bit of that white hose poking out the front here onto a barb on the gauge. On off switch, and the retractable hose itself. Everything is working nicely. I also cleaned up the floor and put a sheet of body deadening mat on it. It's a bit different when I hit on it. I don't know how much of a difference it'll make.